In the quiet village of Kulim, Togo, the morning air was cool and the dirt roads glistened with leftover rain. Kofi, a young man in his early 20s, trudged along the roadside, clutching a worn-out bag with his lunch, a small loaf of bread and a bottle of water. His cleaning uniform was faded but spotless, his shoes patched but polished. He was headed to the Golden Palms Hotel, where he worked as a cleaner, determined not to be late. As he approached the main road, a sleek black SUV roared by, its tires slicing through a muddy puddle. Before Kofi could react, a wave of filthy water drenched him, his face, his clothes, his bag, everything. The SUV slowed, and a tinted window rolled down. A glamorous woman, her lips painted coral and her eyes hidden behind designer sunglasses, leaned out and smirked. "Next time, stay off the road, boy," she called before speeding off, her laughter echoing. Kofi stood frozen, mud dripping from his chin. His heart sank, but he swallowed his humiliation, picked up his soggy bag, and kept walking. Across the street, a man in a parked silver car watched silently. His name was Kwame, a wealthy businessman who preferred to stay out of the spotlight. His eyes narrowed as he recognized the woman in the SUV, Ajoa, a famous jewelry designer known for her elegance and arrogance. Kwame's jaw tightened. He pulled out his phone and spoke softly, "Find out who that young man is. I want every detail." Kofi arrived at the Golden Palms Hotel looking like he'd been caught in a storm. His supervisor, Mr. Mensah, scowled. "Kofi, you're late, and you're filthy." "What's this?" Kofi's voice was low. "A car splashed me, sir. I tried to clean up, no excuses." Mr. Mensah snapped. "Get changed and start work. The lobby needs to be perfect for tonight's event." Kofi nodded, ignoring the pitying glances from his coworkers. In the cleaning closet, he swapped his ruined uniform for a spare, tied back his damp hair, and began scrubbing floors. Inside, his chest ached, not from the mud, but from the weight of his life. He thought of his younger brother, Ibo, back in their cramped rented room, depending on him. Kofi whispered a prayer and kept working. Meanwhile, in a sleek office in Lomé, Kwame reviewed a file his assistant handed him. Kofi Amegashi, 24, cleaner at Golden Palms. Supports his brother, Ibo. Father left years ago, mother deceased. Lives in a small room in Kulim. Kwame studied Kofi's photo, a shy smile beside a young boy. "He didn't deserve that," Kwame murmured. His assistant asked, "Should I act?" Kwame shook his head. "Not yet. Let's see more." Ajoa stood in her lavish boutique, adjusting a diamond bracelet. Her phone buzzed with notifications, orders, compliments, media requests. She was untouchable, the daughter of a prominent politician, and she knew it. That boy was too close to the road, she told her assistant, sipping sparkling water. "He's lucky I didn't hit him." Her assistant nodded nervously, saying nothing. Back at the hotel, Kofi ate his soggy lunch alone behind the building. Kwame, disguised in a cap and casual clothes, watched from a distance. He saw Kofi's careful bites, the way he checked his phone for messages, likely from Ibo. Kwame's heart stirred. Kofi reminded him of his late father, a humble driver who worked tirelessly without complaint. A plan began to form in Kwame's mind. The next morning, Kofi found a small package in his locker, new cleaning gloves, a warm yam and stew wrap, and a note, "For the man who works with dignity, even when the world is unkind." Kofi blinked, confused but touched. He ate the warm meal, his first hot breakfast in months, and felt a flicker of hope. In his office, Kwame watched the hotel security feed, smiling faintly at Kofi's reaction. Small steps, he whispered. Ajoa's world sparkled on the surface. She appeared on a local TV show, flaunting her latest jewelry line. But off camera, she snapped at her team, firing an intern for a minor mistake. Her confidence was unshaken until an envelope arrived at her boutique. Inside was a blurry photo of her SUV splashing coffee, with a note, "Some actions leave stains that don't wash away." Ajoa tore it up, her pulse racing. "Who dares?" she hissed. At the hotel, Kwame made a call. "Promote him," he told the hotel's manager. Quietly. The manager hesitated. "He's just a cleaner." Kwame's voice was firm. "He's more than that." The next day, Kofi was called to the office. "You're moving to the VIP suites," the manager said. "Better pay, less scrubbing." Kofi's eyes widened. "Sir, are you sure?" The manager nodded. "It's approved." Whispers spread among the staff. "VIP suites. Him? He must know someone." Kofi ignored the gossip, but the promotion felt like a dream. That evening, he told Ibo, who hugged him tightly, "You're amazing, Kofi." Across town, Ajoa's unease grew as online posts hinted at her cruelty, though her name wasn't mentioned yet. Kofi's work on the VIP floor was impeccable. Guests noticed his quiet care, his polite smiles. Kwame, still observing in disguise, approached him one day. "Where's the conference room?" he asked. Kofi smiled. "I'll show you, sir." As they walked, Kwame asked, "Do you like this job?" Kofi paused. "It's not my dream, but I'm grateful. I'd love to study hotel management, but money's tight." Kwame nodded, storing the words. Jealousy brewed among some staff. A co-worker, Amma, who'd been at the hotel for years, swapped Kofi's cleaning solution with a slippery mix. The next day, a guest nearly fell in the lobby. "Who cleaned here?" the manager roared. Kofi was blamed, his heart sinking. But Kwame requested the CCTV footage. It showed Amma's sabotage. The manager apologized, and Amma was suspended. Kofi, shaken but relieved, returned to work. Ajoa's world began to crack. A social media post with the muddy photo went viral, captioned, "Wealth doesn't excuse cruelty." She scoffed to her assistant, apologized to a cleaner. Never. But her confidence wavered. At the hotel, Kofi's reputation grew. Guests requested him, and managers sought his input. One day, Kwame, no longer in disguise, introduced himself. "I'm Kwame Mensah, part owner of Golden Palms. I saw what happened that day." Kofi's jaw dropped. "You helped me." Kwame smiled. "You deserve to be seen." Later, Kwame handed Kofi a folder, a scholarship for hotel management training, with part-time work to support Ibo. "Why me?" Kofi asked, voice trembling. "Because you never gave up," Kwame said. Ajoa, watching from afar, felt her world tilt. The boy she'd mocked was rising, and she couldn't stop it. A year later, at the Golden Palms anniversary gala, Kofi entered in a simple navy suit, his presence commanding quiet respect. He was no longer just a cleaner but a guest of honor, studying management and advising the hotel. KW Ani stood beside him, proud. Ajoa, uninvited, read about the event online, her accounts frozen by her father after her scandals. She sat alone, her empire crumbling. On the repaved road where the mud had splashed, Kofi stood barefoot, Kwame beside me. She threw mud, Kofi said softly, but you gave me wings. Kwame smiled. You were always flying, Kofi. I just cleared the clouds. Together, they walked forward, equals in a world where kindness outshone cruelty, and a cleaner's heart proved stronger than a tycoon's pride.